We're live from the Brojo!
Again!
No, don't fucking do that. This is not the second take of this intro.
Probably.
Totally the first.
We could just be back here at the Rochambeau.
Right after watching it.
Dojo.
Yeah, we were here after watching the Justice League movie.
Yeah, damn, man.
I am Kien.
I'm Eli.
Does anyone have a noose?
Generic depressing line.
I don't know how to tie a noose.
Yeah,
And I'm Zack.
So, like we said,
Look you up. Please do.
So we're gonna do like what Marvel's doing for Infinity Wars. We're gonna have a part 1, which is our predictions, and a part 2, which is the review. This is obviously part 2. So we did just see the Justice League movie, and I guess we got to get a brief synopsis. Steppenwolf comes back, trying to collect the pieces of the mother box.
If you don't know who Steppenwolf is, that's okay. Neither did I.
Artist.
Me
from the
either. 60s
and 70s.
So he
sounds more like a barbarian.
Shut the fuck up. We get into the fucking so there's a big threat, and his name is Steppenwolf, and they're like, oh dude, we gotta get together. So Batman devises that he needs to make a team of superpowered people.
Metahumans.
So, fueled by his restored faith in humanity, inspired by Superman's selfless act, Bruce Wayne enlists the help of his newfound ally, Diana Prince, to face an even greater enemy. That's basically the synopsis of Justice League.
I feel like he never really lost his faith in humanity. That's just kind of a weird way to put it.
Yeah, I feel... Yeah, it was... If anything,
But from Batman versus Superman...
He gained more faith in
to Justice League, he really didn't give a fuck about humanity.
No, but that's why he wanted to kill Superman, is he was watching him and Zod tear through the city and topple skyscrapers. Is like,
And
man,
his building.
Superman's really fucking up humanity right now.
I need to do something
these
about
people
it.
He's costing me billions in dollars.
That's the only reason
And
why
he
I want to
cost
fight
Dollar
him.
bills.
He
Dollar,
cost this
dollar
guy
bills,
his leg.
y'all.
He cost this little girl her mother, and I'm losing profits.
Okay, now you're right. Okay, yeah, Superman sucks in this universe. Like,
Yeah.
Superman's a killer.
So with this in mind, like, I think we should talk about the good things that we liked about the movie. Then we can talk about the bad things, because I want to be positive in the beginning.
Riding the Hasselhoff.
Yeah. What?
Riding
What?
the Hasselhoff.
Deathstroke.
That's
This
don't. You spoilers.
spoiler. You mean the dude from The
I
Witcher?
mean, these are always spoiler heavy.
But I know, but like the cutscene, we never really talk about the cutscene. I mean,
You,
fine. Yeah.
most of you will
that's
probably
it.
just
What?
YouTube it anyway.
Yeah, I was gonna be like, anybody who is ready for spoilers about this movie should know about the next one. I mean,
Okay, fine. It's the Injustice League apparently, but I'm gonna go with the positives of this movie first before I go into the negatives, because I do have a lot of positives within this movie.
See, but our positives are different from your positives. Because you
Actually,
didn't like the
like
Flash.
Deathstroke.
I
right,
did.
Right, and we will get into that. We will get into those things.
So we're doing one person at a time?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
Mine
then
and-
you can chip in like if you felt the same way or not.
Mine and Gil's might be pretty short. And might be the same.
Let's go.
Do you want it? Like, fine, we'll just go into
No,
it.
I don't care.
Okay, fuck. Okay, I really like the I like Aquaman. In our prediction video that you can watch in the link down below,
I have to watch that.
I clearly made a statement that I think I'm gonna feel more relatable to Aquaman than I am the Flash, and Eli goes, I think the Flash is more relatable.
Yeah, because the fucking Aquaman is a 7-foot tall fucking
Oh.
jacked guy.
He's
How is
a
he
god.
relatable? Yeah, he has fucking water powers, and you're like, I'm relating to the water guy who rides the fucking Hasselhoff. It's like, how is that relatable?
No, I'm related more to fucking. Gil will get into context about writing Hasselhoff later on. But like, what I said was I relate more to his personality of the character of the no fucks given most of the time.
I got more crack shitty.
If
jokes
anything, I relate
sometimes.
most to Batman because he gets his ass handed to him by everybody. Because
Yeah,
he's
there's
just a regular
definitely something
guy.
bleeding.
Okay, honestly, that is actually one of my favorite parts of this
Yeah,
movie.
I knew that would be one of
I
your
am
pros.
straight up fucking sick of like everyone being like, it's because I'm Batman. Like, I hate that fucking line. that has made me always so angry about Batman.
Because
Batman.
Yeah,
I mean,
in general,
Rachel.
just like Batman comics in general have made me mad because like Batman can defeat the Justice League and Batman can do this. Like I can understand Batman can beat Superman because he keeps kryptonite just in case, but like some of these other guys is like
No, they always show
I
him
don't-
getting his ass handed to him. They just rationalize it.
Like,
that he
I
has
don't mind it
plans.
when he has a plan that's like all set out. So like when he beats the Justice League, like he's got plans for all that, and they're really not ready
I was
for
gonna
it.
say, doesn't
That
he
I
stay
like.
there?
When he has time to plan, I don't mind it. But when it's this, where it's just like they're going into a fight against Steppenwolf and his minions, and Batman's like, "Fuck, well I have the Batmobile, but I don't have time to come up with a plan really, except
He had a
high-pitched-
plan, and then they went against
Except,
his
yeah,
plan.
except high-pitched whining noise, but that was just, he was supposed to die in that plan.
yeah.
And
No.
so like, when he doesn't have time to make a good plan, then I think he should get his ass beat, because that's like his number
But
one
you cannot tell me that like every Batman story that we've seen recently in comics is like I'm always one step ahead of everyone. I'm like bullshit.
thing. Yeah,
think-
so, some of the detective work he does is just like fucking superhuman in itself.
Fucking
Yeah.
superhuman bullshit.
I think the
Go
Dark
on.
Knight. Was he a step ahead in that one, or was that the Joker who was a step
The
ahead?
Joker was
Joker.
step ahead in everything. He Two-Face became Two-Face because the Joker was like, haha, game on, bitch.
Well, I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure that's the one where he hasn't been a step ahead.
There's also the one where he fought Bane.
Yeah, I mean, like, but Bane just fucked him up.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Just
Bane
broke
just
his back
fucked
and
him
threw him
up,
in a
but,
Because
hole.
he's just
I
a
found
We were
the
talking
light.
about other
Because he's
Batman,
Bane.
and we started talking about Batman versus Superman, and now we're talking about the Dark Knight, not talking.
By the time
Well, I just
found
kind of
the
thought,
light,
I didn't
it
think
was
we'd
blinding.
go that far.
But like, honestly, like I did. I really liked the fact that like Batman was a fucking, for the most part, was really
Normal guy.
normal guy getting his ass
Yeah, they
kicked.
even show that when they go from Zod's crash ship to like the
Yeah.
outside, and it's like the other four arrive
Right.
just like instant,
Yeah.
and they're watching Superman. It takes Batman like 5 minutes
Yeah.
to run his ass out there.
I was wondering where the fuck he was.
Like everyone.
And
was
then as
like-
soon as he gets out there, Superman just like picks him
He
up
kicks
by
his
his
ass.
fucking neck.
No, because I bet he like shot his grappling hook up into the fucking stadium. He's like, I don't have a waypoint.
Yeah, they really fucking utilized the grappling hook.
They did. They fucking kept fucking zooming into it like he needs the grappling
He
hook.
only throws the one fucking batarang. It's just all the grappling hook.
To the Flash, no less, just to see if he is the Flash.
Yeah, he could have just killed a kid.
Just, are
I
you the
think
Flash?
Robot Chicken did a sketch on that.
Probably.
Yeah. What? Who did?
Robot Chicken.
Yeah. But like my like I said, I do really like that like what Batman in this movie isn't like the I'm Batman because I'm awesome. He literally gets his ass beat. Like he's
By
fighting
everyone.
he's fighting two parademons and the other guys are like, I got 20 and then he's like, fuck.
I need my grappling hook.
I need
It's
my
not-
grappling hook.
It's I'm Batman and I'm awesome. It's I'm rich and I'm awesome now.
Yeah,
What's
like
that?
he even says like when he's like gets the Flash, it's like, "What's your superpower?" He's like, "I'm rich." That's just it.
That's his superpower.
Like,
And that's why he's
Jason
awesome.
Momoa makes fun of him. Aquaman makes fun of
Yeah.
him about
Dressed like a bat?
I dig it.
Some of them might be temporary.
Yeah. But like I said, I think I like the Batman part in this. I like the fucking. I hate it, but like it at the same time. To let you know that Green Lantern is gonna be in the fucking Justice League sooner or later, is when they show the Lanterns teaming up with the fucking
Amazonians.
Atlanteans, and humans to fight Steppenwolf the first hand. I thought that was extremely interesting.
Foreshadowing.
It is a foreshadowing. I was really sad, like this. I'm not gonna go into the things I don't like yet, but like I was just sad the Green Lantern wasn't in there. I think that's like one of my biggest complaints is that like don't make your fucking tagline after Batman versus Superman unite the seven and there's only six.
At the same
No,
time, there
no,
wasn't hardly
no.
room for another
They
character.
had Alfred.
They
Fuck
also,
you.
they also had
Jeremy Irons is
Gordon.
his own superhero.
Yeah.
They also had Gordon to summon them.
I'm gonna get into why I don't like that part. But like I said, like I like Aquaman in this movie. I like, for the most part, I like Wonder Woman. Everyone knows me who knows me at the Roshan Bros. I hate the fucking Wonder Woman theme song.
Yes.
I
I
think
still
it's
do.
so annoying.
I wasn't paying attention.
They used it all of like once
Once.
or
That was
once
just
in
at
its
the
entirety.
Once in its entirety, but in that
They
Wonder
spliced it in
yeah.
a couple times.
In that Wonder Woman movie, fucking every scene
It was like
so
their
annoying.
immigrant song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I really, like I said, like, I like the Flash for what he is, but I don't like the Flash at the same time. I personally don't like Barry Allen being, like, I don't like how Barry Allen didn't get his superpowers at the crime lab, I guess. Because in the comics, he gets his superpowers at the crime lab.
Yes.
Does it ever say that he doesn't, though?
No, because he just recently got out of, like, he's been paying for college, and he just, at the end, he gets a job at the crime lab.
Oh.
Easter egg.
Easter egg.
Okay.
And I actually, like, the one thing I like about the Flash is that the Flash and his dad look fucking similar, and it is jarring to
The
see.
actors.
Yeah, the actors is just jarring to look at them. And
Them
for-
eyebrows.
Yeah, for the most part, I do really like how the parademons look. I thought they looked really fucking cool. Like, I made the joke that they were like, they're the Chitauri, but I'm like, these parademons would fuck up the Chitauri.
Yeah.
They did them.
Yep.
The
For
thing
breakfast.
the thing I don't really like is the very ending where they eat
Steppenwolf.
but not technically because you'll be alive. You never know.
Yeah, because
He boom tubed the hell out of him.
He's coming back in Justice League.
Again, like, then this is just a mechanical error in the comic books. The mother box is the teleportation thing, and the unity that they're talking about is the anti-life equation that destroys all life. So, like, for me, that was a little bit jarring because, like, when I think of
Mother
them
boxes.
finding the mother box, I picture them
A way to get to
get to
apocalypse.
apocalypse. So, and another thing that I didn't like is that how they called the Apocalyptians the New Gods, because the New Gods are the opposite of the Apocalypse.
Mhm.
And so, like, the New Gods have a good dark side, who is Orion's father, and, like, I think calling them the New Gods was a little bit, like, for me, like, I understand that you're probably never going to make a New Gods versus Apocalyptian movie, so combining them together would be great. Fine. But, like, it's just a mechanical thing for me, just as a comic book person.
I was gonna say the other thing is that even with Marvel, like things don't stay consistent to what they are
Right.
in comics. I'm not
Right,
for
but,
that.
like, and the one thing that that makes me feel really bad about this, and this is my thing where, like,
Oh, yeah.
you cannot not think about the Avengers when you watch the first Justice League movie.
I was doing that the entire
Yeah.
time. But
So
like,
was I.
Like it's not. I didn't like
On
compare it
purpose,
to be
yeah.
bad. I was just like, these are really similar. It's interesting to see how they're similar.
Right.
But I wasn't ever really like, this one did it way better. You know. I don't
And-
know.
Right, and, like, well, there's some parts that I think Avengers
There
are
are.
a lot better than
There,
Justice
there
League.
are, but I mean,
You need to be fast, Barry. That's my thing.
most.
Bruce, I'm always fast.
Mostly, I was trying to compare it to Suicide Squad, since that was their last big team up movie for DAC, and that's not hard. It's
Yeah.
not. It's like a really low bar, but
Yeah.
like, it's just like it's better than Suicide Squad. That's all I want.
I was kind of waiting for Wonder Woman to look at Superman, and she's like, Superman, smash. And he just smiles and just crushes into Steppenwolf.
Yeah. No, man, he didn't even have to do that. He just bitch slapped Steppenwolf like 3 times. Went
Yeah.
to save an apartment building, then came back, bitch slapped Steppenwolf.
Also, totally outshone the Flash in that part.
Yeah.
He got the apartment building.
Which is just showing that Superman just fucking has everyone's powers but better.
That was still one of my
It's-
favorite scenes, though.
Yo, that's like,
The thing that mattered though was Flash saved that family we focused on for a good
Yeah.
like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
yeah, I literally thought that they were the only people living there, because, like, who else
Same.
would live in
I
this
thought it was
shithole?
Chernobyl, and I was like, why the fuck is anyone living here?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it's a fucking shithole of a town, but, like, they only focus on that family, and the Flash would have only saved that family if
And
Superman didn't save everyone else.
But when everything was going to hell, you stood there like, let's go! And then suddenly a giant wave of people suddenly
I was
there.
fucking
Yeah.
confused as fuck because it looked like it
Just
looked
that- it was
only
just
one
that
house, yeah,
family.
like one house, and like there was no apartment buildings at that time. But like I said, like I like Aquaman's fight scenes in the water. I thought that was super cool looking. I did.
Don't really do much though.
I just like the way it like. I like the way the movement works. Like I don't
had
know.
one
I
fight
get what
scene
you're
really,
saying, but like, yeah, they really didn't do much.
I
I'd
know.
like it if they would have had a longer one. But yeah, I get what
As
you're
long
saying.
as, as long as the fucking Atlanteans with slow-mo of them and their abs just fucking breaking them.
Yeah, the Amazonians.
That's like one
Where
of
it's,
the things. Like,
I just love how it's like all of them are wearing like the more sensible armor. It's not really sensible anyway, but and then it's like the ones that have to heave the hammers to break the doors or the fucking leather-clad bikini
ones
Yeah.
just like.
And then I love how they do the doors and Steppenwolf's like, I'm just going through the wall.
Yeah.
Which brings up another point, a point that we had yesterday. What did they do with? Did anyone ever come back for the ones trapped between the walls?
Nah, they hate
'Cause
each
other-
other.
Yeah, that's
They
a
died.
bad way to go, man.
If anything, Steppenwolf probably went through the doors, killed them, then went back to go through the wall to prove he didn't need a door.
Yeah,
just 'cause he could.
That's why it took him so long, because they were like miles away before Steppenwolf even got out.
It's gonna be a deleted scene that comes out.
I did like that game of Keep Away from Steppenwolf.
Yeah, I like that entire sequence.
It was super fun. It was super interesting.
And then they all died.
Not
Yeah,
all of
died,
them.
but I just like how they're sort of just. It was kind of like what I was equating it to is in the fucking Hobbit, where they have the scene with the elves are like following them when they're in the barrels. The hobbits are in the barrels. Or the dwarves. My bad.
Yeah,
They're just doing like super nimble feats and shit.
Yeah.
And it's just I don't know.
I thought-
It was just
like-
a fun scene.
Like I said, like the
Despite
action,
despite how serious it was supposed to be.
the action scenes are fucking cool. Like that, I will give them that. Like they did their action scenes really well. The one thing I don't like is the slow motion. I fucking hate slow motion in general.
Yeah.
Unless you are like the Flash is probably the only character that I'm fine with slow motion because he is
Like
faster than everyone.
Flash and Quicksilver.
Yeah.
And
I-
I guess Superman if he's doing really fast stuff.
Neo.
But that kind of just got
Neo.
that just kind of got included in the Matrix.
Wire foo.
But like I said, like I do really like I said, I like the fight scenes. I actually really like the team interaction between like
Certain members.
certain members of the league.
Because
like,
they never all just
Yeah,
coagulated.
Well,
No.
yeah, but you missed the scene where it's like they're digging up the grave.
Yeah.
With Flash and
Cyborg.
Cyborg. And that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
'Cause it's just like they hadn't really
Should we
interacted.
feel bad about
but-
this?
Well, the other interesting thing is it's like they're both around the same age, but it's like Flash is like the nerdy teenager, whereas Cyborg's like the jock teenager.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of an interesting little.
And
It's
then
like a Breakfast
Barry's
Club moment.
and then Barry's like, we're like the mistakes of the group.
Yeah.
Then he's like, yeah, I guess we are.
Fist bump.
Also, I want to go back and say my favorite part in any fight scene was when Steppenwolf's like he's fighting the Amazonians and like jumping after him for the box, and he just fucking like shoulder checks a horse, but like doesn't look like he's doing any effort. That's just like my favorite part. I don't know why.
During
It's
that
like, this
one-
is so easy.
There's just like no fucks to give.
Because like he slaps one, then just like shoulder checks the other one. It's just like, oh, I guess that just fucking worked.
and like for this like I said, like it is so it's different than the Marvel style of things, which is fine. Which I think we needed, I guess, for the most part. We needed something different.
I mean, yeah, you didn't want an exact copy.
We don't, of course you don't. And like I said, they tried with Batman vs Superman. I honestly, this is one of the movies where I'm like, this is better than Batman vs Superman, but only by a little bit in my personal opinion. Because like I said, for me, it still felt like they're probably going to come out with a definitive like director's cut where it's 3 hours. There is still a lot of things that are just like not there, that are choppily through for me, context wise,
Yeah.
for certain things.
And I think a lot of that is because they didn't really have their own movies.
Right.
Like it's just Superman and fucking Wonder Woman.
And yeah, just well, I mean, everyone knows Batman.
Yeah,
is.
Batman's pretty self-explanatory.
Batman's origin
And-
story's been told too many times.
Well, and Batman vs Superman focuses on him pretty heavily.
Yeah.
As well.
His name came before Superman, so like yeah.
And then this is kind of Cyborg's origin movie at the same time.
Yeah,
Which is
like
hastily
I think
done, yeah.
Cyborg for me though was the weakest character of the Justice League.
He doesn't do much.
He the only thing he's like, well, he's part of the Mother Box, so yeah,
That's-
team. But like,
At the end, we get that sweet scene where his weird chest becomes a C.
does
Really?
it become a C or it just
Yeah.
becomes a circle?
I didn't.
I thought it
Pretty sure
became
it
a
I didn't
becomes a
even
C.
Well, it
fucking
becomes
notice
I
that.
think it just becomes a circle, just like a like the okay maybe.
Well,
I
looks like
think
we're going
it
back to
becomes
see
a
it.
symbol.
Ah,
I didn't fucking notice that. I
Why would they
mean,
fucking do that?
I don't know.
It's to show that he has control over it, man.
Yeah, probably.
I did though, but when it comes to the design of Cyborg, I thought it was cool that he was very not symmetrical because he didn't know how to control it. But at the same time, it was so fucking jarring because he looks like if Jay-Z and a blender fucked and had a child.
The one thing that got me is kind of weird is how disproportionate his arms were. They were like really thin, and then like his whole chest was huge.
His legs went that way too.
Yeah, it was.
He looked like General Grievous kind of.
But I think that makes sense. Like,
Considering the fact that
what happened, I think it makes sense. But like the thing about Cyborg though is that like even when he has his normal people hoodie on, you can tell how fucking CGI'd he was. And I think that was probably the only thing I didn't like about Cyborg is that he looked
so
more,
CGI.
So CGI, like
hardly real.
hardly real.
Well, there's only so much you could do with that too.
But his, like when you look at his face, it didn't really meld with the CGI very well.
Yeah.
And it was a little bit jarring.
I did notice that it didn't really look like they were connected.
Right, and I think that's my other problem with the Justice League movie is that so much of it is CGI'd. Like, I honestly,
I don't have that.
real talk, I honestly would have not have noticed how CGI'd it was, but we were in 3D, and with 3D, CGI gets fucking noticed hardcore.
Like when Batman is climbing that whole pillar, having his whole fight sequence in the last battle, you can tell a lot of that is
It's
CGI.
computer generated.
Or
And
even
you can
in
even
the
tell
props.
Batman's fucking base was CGI'd for the most part, and like there was just a few certain things that weren't. Like I said, it's not a bad movie. It's not a fucking good movie, but it's not like the worst movie in the world. I really like my biggest complaint has always been Superman in any of these fucking Justice League movies. It's like
In any movies, really.
in any movie that Superman's in is like, because his power scaling is not very high. Like, there's no one really on, like, my problem with this movie the most though is its villain is Steppenwolf as a villain. He really didn't have much, and there was that one scene where he looked at the torpedo instead of fucking throwing it at them.
Yeah, and then he throws it into a wall, which I mean, I guess is like
intro to Aquaman, but
well, I mean, I guess if he knew they were underwater, he's like, yeah, these guys will get fucked.
Well, yeah, but they also had that climbing shit.
Yeah, the
too.
thing I never
The other
really...
thing I don't get is why the missile fucking works the way it does somehow. And to catch a missile out of the fucking air, he's got to be like as fast as the fucking Flash. Shit, I don't know.
yeah,
That's just some insane reactions.
yeah.
Whatever happened to the people? Because they told him to get out and they told him the way, but I'm pretty sure the way led
Deleted
through...
scene.
No, Cyborg. I think it shows Cyborg is going to lead him out
He flew them out, I think.
because
Okay.
that's why he's not present for a lot of the fight.
I was gonna say, otherwise they just let a whole bunch of people drown.
Because yeah, for as much
Well, yeah, his dad was still
for as
showing
much
that in the
CGI as they used, which I don't mind as much, but like Cyborg's got the sweet ass arm cannon, doesn't really use it that much.
Mm.
I was disappointed.
It was in, like,
that he didn't
5
have
times.
anything else either.
I honestly, though, did think the reintroduction to Superman was very interesting. The only problem I had is that literally everyone was screaming Clark, and there was police officers all
They
around.
were out in the open.
Out
Any
in the open,
person
yeah.
walking by could have been like, Clark?
Besides Diana, who was calling him Kal-El, which was smart as fuck. Like, fucking Lois Lane's like, Clark! I'm like, is Batman paying off these cops to be like, don't fucking tell Superman's
Probably.
identity? Or
He bought the bank somehow.
yeah. He's Batman, remember? Like, that's
He's
like-
rich. That's a superpower.
His whole after that fight, well, before the fight ended with Superman, just the way he was talking to Batman was hilarious because he had this deadpan, he had that J face. Basically, that's what it was. And then it sounded like he had an accent.
He's yeah.
He is British, so.
So okay, that
He
would
probably
explain
didn't mask it for that line.
So my thing that I was telling Eli this, and I was trying to tell Jay this, but Jay just thought I was making a joke about the CGI mustache. I was like, yo, you have enough money to CGI out his mustache. Why don't you just pay an extra $1 million to CGI the fucking chest hair off him, too?
Yeah.
Good God.
He's like, you won't let me live, you won't let me die. Now let me ask you something. Do you bleed?
Oh, yeah, someone's bleeding.
Fucking throws the, like... And I do like I said, I like the humanism of Batman, like, taking off his armor and, like, you see the bruises and...
Getting his ass
Separated
kicked.
shoulder.
Yeah, that separated
Something's played.
shoulder sheet lasted way longer.
Yeah.
And there was no pop either, so I'm just...
It was just like a crack.
Well,
Yeah.
he did go. "Arr!"
Like,
Good enough.
like I said, like, another thing that I really have a problem with is Wonder Woman's brace attack. Apparently, like, why bring a shield if your gauntlets are able to dodge bullets like no other? I just think, like, it's more of a worthless... I think it's more of, like, a worthless thing to have is to bring a shield. It's just, like,
Yep.
more weight.
You can throw it at people. Captain America,
She
then.
didn't fucking do that, though.
Yeah.
She's-
The one
Use it to
thing I
block
don't
shit.
understand about her brace attack is she used that to kill Ares in the last movie. And then in this movie, at the very start, she uses it against a normal guy.
But they never show you. Like, I think she
He's
has...
basically a smudge on the ground.
All right, let's
Just a
take it
puddle
like
of blood.
I'm gonna use the whole anime bullshit where like she's learned her technique enough to like make just a nulling effect, as like Goku can do a Kamehameha on a regular human without fucking destroying them because he can scale his power down. I'm assuming it's the same way.
I guess. I don't know.
I mean, she's been around for like, what, 100 years now? And Earth? I would imagine she would by then.
Right. Like I said, I think Steppenwolf is the weakest villain in the DC Extended Universe because I think even Enchantress was fucking more threatening than Steppenwolf was.
Slipknot.
But like,
Yeah, technically a villain.
yeah, I know. But if you were bringing,
They
the
had to
dust-
take him out early.
Right.
He was too bad.
Yeah, he was too powerful. If
Man
you
could've
were,
climbed
if
anything.
you are bringing like, but you got to admit, like power scaling wise,
You gotta bring your A game.
you got to bring your A game villain. Like Doomsday would have beat Steppenwolf's ass because
Yeah.
Doomsday was beating Superman.
I would have almost preferred it if they had just left Superman out of this.
I
Like,
thought that
just
was where they were going with that.
Kept him
actually.
fucking dead for a while.
And then
waited
it was like-
because like at one point Steppenwolf does mention Darkseid, but waited until like Darkseid came to then be like, oh fuck, we should resurrect Superman. Like, I don't know. I just feel like it would have been better if they just had the Justice League they had without Superman beat.
But it wouldn't have
Steppenwolf.
been Unite the Seven then. It'd be Unite the Five.
Could have fucking thrown in
They
Green
didn't
Lantern
even
instead
unite
of Superman.
Seven.
I
Yeah.
know.
Could have just thrown in Green Lantern instead of Superman.
Excuse me, the greatest hero that they had, Alfred.
And then it totally would have made sense with the fucking like flashback thing they do, where it's like, yeah, we had Green Lantern Corps, then we had the Atlanteans and the Amazonians and the Men.
But
And
who
it's just-
cares about the Green Lanterns when you have a Kryptonian?
Yeah, when you have the fucking alien.
That-
Yellow
that's
son
again.
bitch.
That's why I think Steppenwolf's such a weak villain because when Superman's there, he's just beating him like a ragdoll.
He made him into
And
a
then he
bitch.
disappeared. Like that's the thing. And then he did. The only reason that they're getting their ass kicked again is because Superman's like, I gotta save these people.
Yeah.
And then they're just getting their ass whooped again.
And then the other thing is that it's like, now they have to work around Superman for the fucking Injustice League or whatever they do next. Just shit
Which
like
I
that.
think they can if Lex Luthor gets his fucking armor.
Yeah, but still, I mean, it's just like it's gonna come down to it's like, oh, they've got a kryptonite something,
Yeah.
and that's like, oh, Superman's worthless. Now it's just the rest of us until we can find a way to break it, and then Superman's just gonna beat the shit out of everybody.
Right. And like.
And I don't want to see Deathstroke go down that way.
Yeah. That's my thing.
Batman will probably take him down with a gun.
With a gun, just
Yeah.
shoot his head.
Batman uses guns
Real
now.
assassin.
I feel like they're gonna like make Metalo, like combine Metalo and Lex Luthor, and Lex Luthor becomes like a cyborg with like kryptonite powering in him.
Gross.
Yeah.
Which would I think that'd make a lot more sense if you're gonna do that. Like either
Go
leave
hard
Met-
to go home.
Yeah, either make Metalo a thing or make Lex Luthor the equivalent to Metalo to give him an edge against Superman because Lex Luthor isn't gonna fight anyone else because your thought would be like Lex Luthor and Batman will fight with their money, but now Deathstroke's there in the next movie, so it's gonna be
Because of Lex
Deathstroke and
Luthor's
Batman.
money.
It's gonna be Deathstroke and Batman fighting each other because
They're
they're
just
both.
gonna be bidding for Deathstroke
Yeah.
to kill the other one.
Help me,
They're like-
Deathstroke.
Which
Death
one's
Note.
richer?
Deathstroke's looking at his Swiss bank account. I'm listening. I will give you $200 million, Deathstroke, to not destroy the Justice League.
Lex Luthor, I will
101.
give you 300 million.
But like,
He bought a bank. Batman bought a bank. He's getting that revenue back.
right? But like you said, like, can we all just admit that Flash might be autistic, just a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay, that's
I
not very-
wouldn't necessarily say that.
It's not very politically
Hold
correct.
on.
He's on the spectrum.
Hold on.
I feel like he's that way because, again, he's processing things faster than anyone else.
He's also kind of the awkward teenager.
Yeah, he is he is the one.
I
Of the,
don't
he
want
is
to
the youngest.
say autistic, but there's something different about him, which may or may not be just his powers, like Gilson.
So his powers named Asperger's.
Well,
Damn,
he said
dude.
everybody's
God
slower than
damn
him,
Jesus
and that's both
Christ.
figurative.
It wasn't
And
the vaccines, it was the fucking Speed Force.
Oh my god.
Whew.
Gosh, Kien,
We just
why?
took a dark turn.
Jesus.
How
What
are,
the
how are
hell?
you gonna get us?
Territory I don't even go into hardly.
Sorry.
How are you gonna get us out of this one now?
Not in public, anyway.
Yeah, this is public, isn't it? No, I fucking hate the way the Flash runs at the end too, because he looks like he's like swimming.
Yeah,
I said that.
Either swimming or like it looks like he's on fucking roller skates.
Yeah.
Because like when he runs, he like slides like 10 feet. So he looks fucking Shadow. Whatever he had, like the skates he had.
Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
the
like-
rocket boots.
During the movie, I could have swore one of you two said he looked like he was on ice skates or something.
It was probably
Yeah.
him.
Somebody said that.
But my okay, so like again, with like my thing about the Flash in general is that like he in like the picture they have for him in the Justice in Batman vs Superman, he's like a fucking hobo, and then now he's like, oh, I got my hair cut and I'm ready to go. I'm like,
I look like a handsome, marketable teenager.
He was Jewish.
like, and that's another like not the Jewish part. My thing is it's like where did he get all this fucking Kevlar like this fucking like space age suit thing
Yeah,
to, like,
I
get
kind
this-
of wondered that too.
Like, because he said he's a squatter. It's like he's either stealing this or he's like,
He has 4 jobs.
I mean,
Yeah, 'cause
he's
I'm gonna
fast
pay-
enough to steal it.
yeah,
If he's fast enough to somehow draw a thing on a guy's face
yeah.
without that guy noticing.
I think like I said, there's some like that scene was kind of funny to me.
It was
like,
funny, but
it was a
it's
good
just-
like you know that's
Yeah.
what Flash would do. But like I just
He goes to NASA, takes the stuff that they discarded, makes
Yeah.
it into a suit.
probably. But
Is
like,
he smart enough to do that though? I don't know. I didn't read the comics or anything.
But that's the thing. Very like
He's supposed to be smarter than
Most people.
like his mind can process shit faster.
I do like how they bring up that like the Flash does have to eat at a certain amount of calories.
Just snatch
Just eating
the
that
pizza.
pizza.
Yeah.
Then
Like-
then goes with Alfred.
I'm surprised
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne just didn't just be like, no eating in this car. It's really nice.
What I was hoping in that scene when they were taking off to face Steppenwolf since Alfred was with them, I felt like Alfred should have just given each of them packed lunches.
Yeah.
And then just like a whole cart for Barry.
Yeah.
I did actually think that Jeremy Irons was the funniest character somehow.
Because he was just being a douche.
It's
towards
about
time
Batman.
somebody got a date.
So was
Yes.
Aquaman. He was being a douche towards
See,
Batman.
and I like Aquaman's lasso of truth scene. I thought that was fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
I did
that was
too.
pretty good.
I'm a little scared. What can I say? I'm just an outsider.
I just like when he's going over the people. He's like, "You're probably a traitor." It's
And then
like,
he just gets to Wonder
you don't
Woman.
have powers.
You're gorgeous.
Yeah, and it's like fucking.
And then it just starts
Alfred would be
spilling.
Yeah, and it's like Wonder Woman. He's like, "I'll be honest, you're just really gorgeous."
And then it just starts spilling his fears.
I know the Amazonians and the Atlanteans how to fight.
But-
How to warrior.
I mean, if
you
you
say
saw
anything,
her,
I'll
I'd
kill
just be
you.
like, damn.
I swear I didn't hear anything besides we're all gonna die.
Yeah.
Like, like I said, like I just, yeah, and that's another thing. You can really tell when Joss Whedon directed, which scenes Joss Whedon directed, and which scenes were definitely Zack Snyder. Anything with slow motion, Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
Anything with like kind
Heart.
of quirkiness,
I feel like Heart.
not hard, because like the dumb part is like I can't feel my legs.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Okay,
because
fine.
I
I'll give you that.
don't
one.
know the concept of it.
I'll take it back. I want to die.
That was jarring to me. That, I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't
It
really.
was jarring to have them. Okay, for me, it was jarring to see Superman make jokes after fucking
Man of
Man
Steel.
of Steel and Batman versus Superman. I'm like, you don't make jokes.
He's trying to be lighthearted now, man. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, you get
Kills a
reborn.
bunch of people, but you
He
know.
feels he's like a born again Christian. He feels rejuvenated.
Oh, we're going that angle.
How does it feel? I have a soul. I saw heaven. Did you? I don't know. Almost
I
a girl
died,
with it.
man. Do you really think I care at this point? I'm back.
They don't let Kryptonians in there. They don't let aliens
It's
in.
like, I feel itchy. I'm like, what?
The suit
but
must have been
it
pretty
was an
itchy then.
occurrence.
I like the revive scene though. I thought that scene was interesting. I thought it looked cool.
I thought they were gonna mess up,
Yeah, that's what I thought he wasn't gonna make it, and then later he'd just appear.
or something weird would happen, and they'd end up with Bizarro.
That's
Like-
the other.
For like I said, another thing I did.
Fucking hit his face with the cube. They're dropping it.
Yeah.
Fucking boom, right into Bizarro Superman.
Right. I do like the
Yeah,
nods.
origin
to the,
stories.
I like the nods to the fucking themes of
Oh,
Superman and Batman from like the animated series in 1989. I thought that was really cool.
I actually
The
didn't
one-
hear it.
You're weird, but but the one thing that I didn't like is like Gotham in Batman vs Superman and even in Suicide Squad looked like a metropolitan city, but Gotham here looks like fucking
Detroit.
no. The architecture is so weird comparatively to what it looked. It looked like Batman '89. It looked like the Jack Nicholson Michael Keaton movie. So it was jarring to see like they changed the scenery just a little bit to me. That I think they were trying to be like, see guys, I knew you liked Batman 1989.
But
Didn't they kind of do that in Suicide Squad
to
too,
be
though?
fair, the Doomsday and Superman fight kind of destroyed most of the city.
It destroyed Metropolis.
Yeah,
no, wasn't it between them?
No, I'm pretty sure most of it was in Metropolis.
It was in Metropolis.
No, I don't fucking
Yeah,
know.
it was in Metropolis. Metropolis still looks like New York, but
It's Neo
I don't know
Yokio
that,
now.
I guess.
but like I just like I said, like I don't hate the movie. I find it to be very like it's an okay movie. It's not. I still like Thor Ragnarok a lot better than I liked Justice League, and Justice League only made $9 million in the box office, so I don't have to wear a Superman suit. So
How is that compared to Thor? I'm just curious.
a lot of money.
Well, no, like how Thor do?
Made like at least 34 million.
All right.
Jesus Christ.
Its opening weekend here in America, and like
So, I mean, the Justice League's opening weekend isn't done then.
the opening
They still have
day-
today and tomorrow.
Yeah, well,
Let's go.
yeah, I don't know. It's
Give it a
still,
week.
I don't think.
You
I don't
still
think
might
it's
have
due,
to wear
No,
it.
it's not going to.
because the opening day is.
Yeah, and I mean, like Thor Ragnarok beat out fucking Wonder Woman.
Quick,
For
everyone go
opening.
buy 100 tickets.
But like, don't do that, internet. Don't be a dick. But like, where like
For $100, I would send
Do
you
it
a
for
video of Kien on the
$66.
streets.
yeah. So like, where what? Okay, so what were like I talked a lot, but like what were things that like Gil? What were things that you liked and disliked about this movie?
Why are we jumping straight to me? There's a perfectly good Eli there.
He was
Perfectly good,
He
my
was-
ass.
Perfectly acceptable.
I'm rusty and old.
Quality condition.
And he's
Able to
only
I
do
thought you were
19.
like fucking 30. So,
I believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been asked
I
before.
thought that when I first met you too. Not 30, but you were like 26 or something.
Not believe it.
I'm
I'm a
sorry.
depressing individual.
That wasn't gets to him.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
I
Go
was
on.
listening. I don't drink.
Yeah. Go on.
There were a bunch. One of the few things I didn't. One of the things I didn't like about it was just how casual about everything Aquaman was. Because in his first scene, because they're just walking down, he strips out in public, takes off his shirt, he just jumps into the water.
He's Aquaman.
I mean, but
he
he's
can do what he
zooms away.
wants.
He's been around that village for a
Yeah.
long
Does
time.
that make you just self-conscious?
No,
Like-
it's just
I
it's
think-
just really weird.
I think that was like his home village.
Yeah, fair. But it's just really weird to see that.
Because I mean, he uses his powers in public too,
Yeah,
so
that's
it's
true.
like they know.
Yeah, I guess.
I like the fish jokes.
Yeah, I did like the fish jokes, and I
Like-
also liked how they kind of blew him off that he doesn't talk to fish.
Yeah,
It's
it's
stupid.
The water. I used the water.
The water talks, man. The fish just there. Oh, okay. Cool.
Favorite part involving Aquaman was when they rode the Hasselhoff.
Describe that
Yeah.
Hasselhoff to
Yeah,
me.
what is that? I don't remember.
After he saves that fisherman and he goes back into the water, he realizes that something's up, so he just zooms over to Atlantis. And on the way, he's just like straight on.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It reminds me of that scene in SpongeBob SquarePants where they're like, "We're riding the Hasselhoff."
And it's just obvious that it's a mannequin of David Hasselhoff.
yeah, just like straight shooting there, propulsion
like-
and all.
just a huge ass smile on his. That's how they should have shot it. Just like okay, Jason, smile.
Riding the hassle off.
Is there anything else, like, just anything else that you liked and disliked about?
Well, I mean, we discussed most of it.
Is there any major things that you liked and disliked?
I know one of the
I'm
major.
really sad Jared Leto's Joker wasn't in here because he was the best part of Suicide Squad.
Fuck off, no, he wasn't. But anyways, I know something Eli and I agreed on that we disliked was some of the characters seemed kind of rushed, like the progression. Like Cyborg, like 1 minute he's like, I don't want to fucking be on this team, and then the next he's like, I'm a good part of this team.
Yeah, I mean, he goes from like, man, my powers are a curse to, I can save the world with my powers.
Yeah.
I'm used to them. Now I have a C in my chest, apparently.
And also
It's
the-
like, fucking stupid shit. It's just like, there was zero progression for him.
And also the scenes where like Wonder Woman and Batman like are arguing in the when they're discussing bringing back Superman, that seemed kind of forced to me. I don't know why. It just didn't seem like
Because you
it
wanted
needed
to
to
dig
happen.
about Steve Trevor. Is that like that one scene where he's like,
Yeah,
Although
it's
it
just like
It just kind of seemed forced that they needed conflict there, too.
yeah, like I was predicting there would be conflict in there somewhere that would make them get angry at each other. I just didn't think it feels so forced like that.
Well, they were deciding whether or not to bring a man back to life.
Well, yeah, but then he's just like,
fucking alien.
yeah, but then he's just
yeah,
like,
you're thinking about the ethics of it.
Has
Like,
no rights.
I can understand it.
yeah, but then he's just like, what about Steve Trevor, huh? Did you do that, Steve Trevor? She should have just brought up Robin when he said that. Like,
She
"What
didn't know about Robin.
His suit is hanging in the
But
Batcave.
she's only been there like once.
She has to have done research on him.
No!
If Bruce can do research on her, she could definitely do the same
She
thing
just
to
knew
him.
he was Batman.
Are we all forgetting the part about the Themyscira calls for aid?
The what?
The fucking Lord of the Rings reference that they were doing, like
They
shoot the
shot the air.
beacon.
Oh, I haven't seen Lord of the
Themyscira
Rings, so.
The thing, one of the things
No,
I
I'm
never
not doing that in the
Yeah, we
series.
are.
No, I do not want to watch
Yeah, we're
Lord
just
of
gonna
the Rings.
sit-
No,
Why?
I do not
They're
want to.
good movies.
Eli will
I do
sit.
not want
You,
to.
Eli, and I, and Gil will sit through it. And we'll
I'll
talk.
fucking tell you the whole history
I
of
don't-
Tolkien. I'd take a fucking month.
Okay, I kind of feel like I'd enjoy that more than watching the actual
Yeah,
movies.
We'll watch the we'll watch at least one of the movies just to get the gist of it. We'll watch The Fellowship, but that's not the point of it.
Anyways, back to the actual movie we're discussing.
Okay, one thing I didn't understand
Second
was
movie.
that whole beginning scene with Batman. He ties that guy up and uses him to
Yeah,
lure
bro,
parademons.
but he's
They,
still-
they go all the way across like half the town.
And he doesn't arrest him because
Yeah.
he
No,
wants.
Yeah, he
then that guy is on the same building they landed on. I'm pretty sure they went quite a ways away
No,
from
I
that
think
building.
they stayed on the same warehouse.
No, I
buildings.
think they went like 2 buildings
They-
over
I
or
think-
something.
I
But
thought they
even
went in a
still,
circle.
Yeah.
like being tied up like that and just hopping around like he was, he couldn't have made it in that
Yeah.
time.
Did he just like leave him there tied up on the roof?
Yeah.
On the way to get anywhere?
Alright, so my problem with that scene is that like he was legitimately stealing,
Yeah.
and like Batman's like, yeah, you're good. Like,
I did like the action in that scene.
Yeah, it was really
It's
cool.
like Batman's using stealthy techniques and the guy's just like blind
I know
firing.
Jay's not here, but like Jay's biggest complaint, one of Jay's biggest complaints was Commissioner Gordon's hair.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that's what he said. He was like, I didn't like his hair. And I was like,
That's it?
I don't really care.
I liked during
That's
one
it?
of the scenes when we were focusing on that whole family out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I didn't like
How there was she's like, there are all these bugs around. Goes into the cupboard,
Gets Russian raid.
essentially. It's like, that's
I thought that was
probably
pretty
what
good.
I would have done as a kid.
I just that is actually
Yeah.
like the Commissioner Gordon things I get is that like throughout the fucking production of Justice League, people are posting pictures of like look at J.K. Simmons getting ready to be Commissioner Gordon, like he's like jacked as shit. I'm like,
He's
no.
there for like
Gordon
2
doesn't
scenes.
do anything.
Yeah, he's
There
wearing
are
a
2
trench
scenes.
coat for most of it.
Literally
Like,
in
You
none
gotta
of-
be jacked to get the bat signal going.
Literally in
Yeah.
none of the
But
movies,
what a
he does.
fucking
It's on its
look,
own
Look how
own
fucking
fucking-
heavy that looks.
It's on its own generator, and
Yeah.
you gotta like do a fucking like
It's just
wind
yeah.
type
That's where he
thing.
All right, I
gets
got
his
this.
process,
I
like-
got
That's
this.
the engine.
Yeah, like
It takes him 2 hours.
like the only time I could tell Superman didn't see mustache was CGI is that end credit scene where Superman and Flash are having a race. You could tell that was the CGI mustache scene, and then the beginning of the movie where they did the fucking like
With the kids.
that was
Kids
so
podcast.
dumb. I thought that was
Yeah.
fucking stupid. Like
I
like
did too.
why did you need that in the intro?
Kind of shows.
Because they're
his
still
morality.
trying to prove he's human.
Yeah.
Even though he killed a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Totally the most human out of the bunch.
Can we take a minute to also realize that, like, that first fucking scene of Justice League was a fucking music video of just sad, sentimental music that just did not be needed in
Yeah,
the,
when they're all like,
the credits.
Superman's dead.
Yeah,
And
the
Lois
credit
Lane's
scene.
just crying in bed or
All
something.
Yeah.
around me there are
Places. And then Eli's like, I hate the White Strip song that they...
I love the song.
You just hate how it was
Icky Thump
used.
is a great song, but it just seemed forced to me. Like, it fits his character and stuff. I just feel like they could have done it better. I don't know.
Oh, so no, I understand you on that. I'm not giving you shit per se. I'm just like, that was the one thing you're like, God, you use that song, just not digging it.
I heard that.
I made a couple of my own jokes during the movie. One was after that whole chase scene where she's lying with the queen is lying with one of the chicks that has a horse pinning her down. I'm like, you're dead, second Diana. I always like the first one better.
Also, did she die under the horse or
Yes.
something?
Yeah, she died.
Probably that tends to kill a person.
I didn't. She was
At the
still
sa-
fucking moving
At the
when
same
she
time,
picked
they're-
her up.
like the Amazons is supposed to be pretty strong. She probably
But
just
those
kind of like.
horses are probably also pretty strong because I think they've also lived for centuries.
If not, she's just paralyzed for
They
life
can
or some
breathe.
shit.
She's dramatic.
See her in a fucking wheelchair. in the
Another
next Wonder
part.
Woman movie.
When they show Superman again, he's out in the field and just looking out. I'm thinking, well, he's probably going to go to war again. So I'm thinking, woman, where's my super soup? I just wanted him to say it, but no.
He's not Samuel L. Jackson. He can't pull
like,
it off.
That was another question I was like, where the fuck is, like, where did he get his suit? Like, I thought they got rid of that shit. Like,
They buried him in a tux.
I don't know.
They
they
stole
buried him in a tux, so,
And
like...
underneath was his suit.
You
Well, the
wish
one
he had
was
a. No,
shirtless.
underneath was a hairy chest.
Yeah, I don't know.
He just shaves the S into his fucking
Chest
chest hairs.
That's what they should have done.
Just, hey, I got my new makeshift suit.
Yeah,
And, like, I'm actually really kind of sad they didn't do the black Superman suit from, like, Doom suit.
Every time that he comes back,
to life, like in
Yeah.
that in the comic book when he came back to life, he's got this like black
Black
and silver suit that like because it was absorbing the ultraviolet light.
it helped speed up his healing process.
Yeah,
Well, if he dies again, you can.
yeah. I was gonna say they haven't had enough time with the blue and red one though.
but I also do like but Marvel
They have
changes
a
their suits
whole-
all the time.
I mean,
Yeah, Captain America's gone through like 4.
Yeah,
To be fair, the one that they used in the first Avengers was pretty bad.
That one was.
yeah, that was
total
not an
shit.
armor suit at all. That was spandex.
That was just a costume, like a kid would wear.
I
for
like how
Halloween.
Eli was doing
Why
like.
I
the-
like Deathstroke so much.
Oh,
Such
that
a
suit
person.
gave you a part on, didn't it?
Did
Gave both of them hard-ons.
still
I
have it.
Dude, I love Deathstroke. Deathstroke is
Damn,
like
that's a long erection.
Deathstroke is by far one of my favorite
I
characters.
want to consult the doctor about that.
Are you sure you
I
didn't take
am
my
excited
bro?
about the solo Deathstroke movie only because of the fact that The Raid is one of my favorite fucking movies of all time, and Deathstroke is like, Deathstroke. But like, I
Alright.
want
Kien gets it.
Deathstroke versus like, actually, if there was a Deathstroke movie I want to see like a Deathstroke versus Deadshot movie. That movie would be fucking cool.
Yeah,
Deathstroke versus.
But then you run
Deadpool.
into the quandary of like Deathstroke's better, but you can't just kill Will Smith.
I don't
You
think
don't
it's like,
simply-
I think, I
And
don't
Will Smith would obviously
I
be the
don't
hero
honestly,
in that.
Like, all right. I
Exactly.
don't think honestly Deathstroke is better. Deathstroke is they're both highly well equipped and good with what they do. You know what I mean?
So
Yeah,
Deadshot
that-
would just pick him off right away.
Yeah, no, but that's the thing is that Deathstroke's better overall, whereas Deadshot's like I shoot guns and bounce the bullets off of
Okay,
6
it-
things to kill a man.
Like, once again, like they both have highly trained martial arts skills in the comics at least.
Lex Luthor hires Deathstroke, Batman hires Deadshot.
No, a third party hires Deadshot. Batman buys them both, so they'll stop and get off his lawn.
Oliver Queen buys Deadshot.
So I feel like it should be like they were both hired to kill Batman, and they meet up, and they're like, "I'm gonna kill him."
No,
No,
I'm
I'm gonna kill him. And then they're just like fighting in his house. He's like, "What the fuck is going on? Get the fuck off my lawn!"
Batman's just like eating a bowl of cereal. It's like, oh,
This is awesome.
hey.
Well, no, just like as they're fighting, you see like the Batmobile in the background. He's just going to do something.
This is like, what the fuck is going on? What's this cosplay bullshit?
Is this Comic-Con?
One thing I'm still wondering about is they brought back Superman, but how are they going to explain Clark Kent coming back to life?
He just put
I
on
think he's gonna go
glasses.
under the grid.
Yeah, but that wouldn't work. He was walking around in broad daylight in Metropolis.
His name is Kent Clark.
Yeah.
Beautiful, genius. Never thought of it. Give that idea a gold star.
I don't know.
Thank
maybe,
you.
Maybe he'll just be known now. I don't know.
My name is
That right.
Superman.
Well, I mean, they were shouting his name at the top of their
Exactly.
lungs.
Well, Superman isn't his full name. His full name is Superman 4, The Quest for Peace.
Get out of here.
So,
You make that joke all the time. Fuck you.
In context.
yeah,
So is this.
We have before we do the questions, let's just do our overall rating. I honestly still think at the end of the day, for me, I still am gonna give it. It's not a dope. It's a meh. It's still a meh to me. It's still below average to me. It's not.
Jason Momoa wasn't enough for you?
Jason Momoa was not enough for me. Like
Well, then again, Jason Momoa wasn't in.
it's
the
a
last
high. It's like a meh. I might see it again. It's like a meh. It's not a meh. I'm not going to see it again. Like I said, the ending final scene really gave me points back. Like you don't know how bad I love Deathstroke.
Yeah.
So like,
Even though
like,
that was just like a minute.
a minute, but like that minute was like, you got my attention.
Unfortunately, we also got erratic Lex Luthor back too.
I don't see, and like how you fucking don't think Jared Leto's a bad Joker. I don't think Lex Luthor.
I don't think he was given enough time. Lex Luthor was given too much
I
time.
think someone needs to punch out his shiny fucking teeth. And it'll be
That could
fine.
work too.
But okay, here's why I think that Lex Luthor works a lot more. He's a millennial.
Yeah.
Wait, what was his father's name? And he says it in Batman vs
Lex Luthor.
Superman.
I don't know.
I can't remember.
It was something close to Lex Luthor.
Yeah, it was Alexander Luthor. He's Alexander Luthor Jr.
I don't know. Okay, I didn't read them.
He's Lex Luthor the second. Just, what was your point?
Anyway,
Oh,
no,
man.
I agree. I don't think Lex Luthor is necessarily
His
bad.
point is trying to tell me why he think it's kind of the parallel. Why
Kind of like Jared Leto's Joker, and
the
he
reason
likes.
I like Lex Luthor in Batman vs Superman is because he is a person without power and he took down a god. Okay, that is a very understandable statement to have. Whereas Joker is just a fucking weirdo that doesn't really technically love Harley. He just wants her as a plaything.
Well, if they would have did it the way they shot it, it would have been more the Joker
It's
Harley
still-
relationship instead of a fucking
But
rom-com.
that Joker
couple.
Harley relationship still isn't.
Yeah, he still takes like this sane, regular woman and turns her into a batshit crazy bitch.
Yeah, he still fucking mentally abuses her to no avail.
Yeah,
Yes,
and
I know that,
And then she's
but
like,
instead-
I can't swim, and he's like, okay, you jump into this fucking vat of hot whatever the fuck that is,
More like he just
and then
tried to-
swim back to the top, and I love you. And then she fucking drowns. He's like, God damn it, I've got to go in and save her.
Yeah, like I said,
That was
like,
actually in the ocean, but anyways.
yeah, he disappears in the ocean. But like where I come from with why I like Lex Luthor a lot better than I like the Joker in this movie series is because Lex Luthor actually has fucking motives,
Yeah.
and the Joker is just like.
Has the Joker ever had motives?
Yes.
I'm sorry, that was a bad question. Yes, he has.
Have
I'm
you
sorry.
watched the
I'm
fucking
sorry.
Dark
Okay,
Knight?
yes, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay,
I realized
and that
halfway
being-
through that question that was a really bad question.
And that being said, I do just like that. Like Lex Luthor, what he does
I was wrong.
sort of makes sense in Batman vs Superman. It could have gone better, but like it still makes sense. Like the progression he has.
He's smarmy. Like that's.
Yeah,
The
like
perfect
he
fu-
plays Batman, the master tactician, for a fucking chump.
Yeah, and that's smart. Like Lex Luthor is one step ahead of everyone. And
Gets
I,
outdone by the word Martha, but I mean it's just
Right.
stupid.
That is their folly, and that is their folly, and I will admit to that. Like that, I will admit to that was the folly of Batman vs Superman for me. Is that Martha scene finally was just the nail in my final coffin, and then I'm like, fuck this movie.
The nail in your final coffin.
Yeah.
Final nail in the coffin.
In multiple coffins of the DC extended universe.
He died
I
multiple
did, like,
times during that
we've
movie.
had this conversation. I didn't like Man of Steel. It wasn't like how Ryan thinks I didn't like Man of Steel because I thought it was Moby. No, Superman's character was thrown upside down when Superman's father, his moral compass, who would have never told him to not save people, told him you should have let those kids die.
Really?
Yeah.
I never saw Man of Steel.
In Man of
so-
Steel, Superman's like, I saved them kids, Pa, I needed to. He's like, you can't show your powers, Clark. You should have let those kids die. I'm like, that's not what Pa Kent would have said. Pa Kent would be like, I commend you. That is what true justice is. Like, is to save others. That is why you have these powers. Not hide your powers, son. The
Let those
X-Men are
kids
going to
die.
come find you.
Let those kids die.
Let those kids die.
I mean, Superman
Pull
could
an
fuck him up
Anakin.
anyways if they
Yeah.
came to find him anyways. So.
Well, that's my thing. Like, the reason I don't like Superman in this series in general is because it's not because he's sad and mopey. Superman was fucking depressed in a lot of the comic books I read that I like, because Superman was a person not of this world. Even in Smallville's a shitty show, but I enjoy it. Yeah, Clark Kent had that. Who am I supposed to be? But he wasn't like, I'm gonna fucking kill people. No, fucking Superman can be a mopey, like a sad person, because he is a sad person. He is the last of his kind, and he doesn't know who he is. The thing about Man of Steel that I had a problem with, and even right now, is that the actor's fucking wooden as shit, and he doesn't like he has the quote unquote J face when he's like doesn't know what he's doing. Like, I'm not saying it in a bad way towards Jay, but like that's just that you're right. That face does bother me when he was doing that.
It's just the face
But-
he makes or something? I
But,
mean,
like-
Jay, not Henry Cavill.
But like that was Jay's drunk face. But
Oh.
the thing about Superman's character in in just this DC extended universe is that like there's no reason for him to be mopey comparatively to
Other
Yeah,
incarnations.
like Cyborg.
right, well, not even like Cyborg, but like his motives are like he's sad because he can't like. If they would have played it in like I can't save everyone in the
Yeah.
first Superman, fine, I can understand that. But in the first Superman, he was just sad and depressed for no fucking reason.
I really like the whole though. It's like you shouldn't have saved those kids, and that's why he zaps Shazam through the fucking brain.
And like I said, I don't hate Superman. I don't hate that Superman's sad or depressing. What I fucking hate about the Justice League series is that Superman's character was flipped upside down because Pa Kent's moral compass is let those children die. That's what got me about this Superman is that like Pa Kent was his moral. Pa Kent's the reason why he became Superman because it's like I can use my powers to save people.
But in the DCEU, Pa Kent was just like, no, fuck that.
Yeah, but you had your hand up.
Been talking about Man of Steel for way too long.
No,
now.
so-
I mean, to be
Pa
honest, I
Kent-
can't really judge Superman because I haven't seen Man of Steel.
Okay, no,
I just don't like his character. In
So what you're telling me is Pa Kent wanted him to execute Order 66.
shut the fuck
like
up.
my least
Kill all
my-
those kids.
My least favorite part of the movie is definitely the ending, where it's just like all the other people are, you know, it's just like, oh, we can't beat Steppenwolf, and then Superman's like, I can just bitch slap him around, and
Freeze his
fucking
eyes.
no, Steppenwolf never even hits him. It's literally just Superman throwing him around,
Yeah, just-
and then he walks to Cyborg, and Cyborg's like, I'm gonna need you to pull these cubes apart. And Superman's just like, I can do that, and it's like big explosion. It's like, oh, somehow I'm hurt, even though I'm Superman.
Yeah.
I wanna be dead.
That kind of,
And then he goes back to beating Steppenwolf's ass.
yeah, that kind of threw me off too, how Steppenwolf was kind of made to look like a bitch. In the
I
end.
like your helmet. It's like I didn't even know that was a helmet.
Yeah, and yeah, for some reason he also has a spiky helmet. And then, yeah, I just assume, like, 'cause, like, fucking Wonder Woman does, like, gymnastics with it. And so it's just like, man, that must just be attached to his fucking skull. And then when he fucking gets through the fucking
Boom
portal. What?
Boom tube.
It's a
Sorry.
boom tube, apparently.
Yeah.
What?
It's me a noob tube from Call of Duty.
No, a boom tube is the teleportation thing
Oh.
that yeah.
Is
But
that
yeah,
the
when he
official
gets-
name for it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
I thought you guys were joking.
No,
Yeah, that's what I thought
literally
too.
a boom
No.
tube.
No, when he gets teleported through, though, it's just like, and his helmet's here to stay as a trophy. And it's just like, oh,
It's like the
that is a
helmet in
fucking
Thor
helmet.
Ragnarok, actually.
Yeah, this is the fucking year of thorny helmet villains.
Yeah.
Trains apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mysteries and trains. So what do you rate it then?
The fuck did I give Thor?
We were. That's right. We were.
Did you give it a meh?
No, I thought you gave it a dope.
I'll give it a. No, I think I gave it like a 5.5, which is like the meh
In
dope.
the dope.
But if you
give,
put
give
it
this
on,
a 5, is that just a meh?
Yeah.
but you put it on the IGN number 2, so you went. Didn't you say 7, or was that max?
That was Max.
Oh.
What do you
Did you just
give
say
it?
I rate like IGN?
I remember one
I
of
give
you.
numbers way
10
lower
point
than a
scale.
7.
No, I remember one of you said.
No,
"Oh, this-"
IGN scale is 7 to 10.
So yeah.
No, I just remember one
So-
of you going IGN scale.
Because there's
I
too
went-
much water. I actually didn't like Justice League because there was too much water.
Is that what you said?
What?
No.
Who said that?
No one did.
No one did. There was an IGN review that said there was too
But
much
no.
water.
Oh,
Sorry,
Pokemon.
That's
I didn't
weird.
see
I mean,
that.
fucking Aquaman's in the movie.
Yeah.
Anyway, no.
We're getting too far off base.
I thought it was basically just a little worse than Thor, but it was still just like a major, like it was better than any other DC movie I've seen. I haven't seen Wonder Woman, which is supposed to be the fucking golden child right now.
It's
So.
not the golden
I'll let you borrow
okay.
it. I
Yeah,
got-
but it's the one that everyone's like,
buy
this
it?
is just
yes,
fucking.
I bought it. The
Oh.
day it came out, I bought it. I'll let
Piece
you
of
borrow it
shit.
if you
Oh,
want.
yeah, okay.
I mean, was it because her thighs jiggle and she's a
No,
real girl?
I actually like that movie, but that's a different discussion for another time.
Yeah, we'll talk
Yeah.
about it later. But like, Gil, what do you give the rating?
I can't remember what I gave Thor Ragnarok, but I'll give it the same thing as that.
Really?
Oh, man.
I
You
like
gave
it.
Dope. Okay. You
I
did give it a
genuinely
dope.
enjoyed it.
You gave, okay, so you do give it a dope. What about you?
I enjoyed it too, so I give it a dope. I'm actually in between dope and dope, man.
And the dope.
Yeah, whatever.
The dope, not dope, man.
The dope.
So we
Dope,
do
man.
have a few questions. Julia Miller, who is apparently just on the ball about this, the Cartoon Network Justice League wise, who was your favorite hero and villain of said show? Like, okay, I'm trying to context is like, do I get to say Young Justice? Because if I do, I
No.
know who my. Because I was
You
gonna say.
not
Cartoon
get
Network
Shazam.
Justice
You
League.
can include them, I guess. but
Well,
then also
no,
say
I
other
wasn't even
ones.
Gonna, dude, I wasn't even gonna. Like, I'm just gonna say.
Otherwise,
like,
we can bring in Teen Titans too.
I mean, we might as well.
I did watch that show.
Yeah. Okay, so
I mean, why don't we just do one from each series?
Okay, so if we're gonna do that then, like, from Justice League, Green Lantern is my favorite hero because I fucking love Jon Stewart as the Green Lantern. He's like by far,
Yes.
hands down, my favorite Green Lantern. Like Green Lantern for heroes wise, just in DC, favorite hero. I don't because in my mind your power is your imagination, and you could do whatever you fucking want with it.
You don't like Guy Gardner?
I do not like Guy Gardner. He's a piece of shit.
That's how everybody feels.
Yeah. My favorite villain, it ends up becoming a hero, so I guess it's kind of a cop out, but Amazo.
Yeah.
Because in the first like
Stupidest name I've ever
it
heard.
is the
Amazo.
stupidest name you've ever heard. But like
Maze.
for the reason why I like Amazo though is
Amazo.
because basically he's just trying to find out his purpose in life, which involved him destroying half the Justice League and moving
Hey,
the world
hey.
around.
It was first because Lex Luthor tricked him, and then he found out it was Lex Luthor that tricked him and wanted him dead.
Yeah. No, he didn't. He just wanted to ask Lex Luthor what the purpose of life was. So he basically became a god. And he's like, I'll just go hang out with Dr. Fate because I don't have anything else to do. Dr. Fate is the equivalent to Doctor Strange in the DC universe.
Of course, they would still be doctors.
And if,
Yeah.
and for Young Justice, like I'm just gonna go with my favorite villain because I don't like really much any of the Young Justice heroes. I thought they were all really lackluster.
aside from Shazam,
I don't. Shazam was fucking stupid in that.
I don't know because I've
Fuck
never
you.
watched that. So.
Fuck you. Sportsmaster is my favorite villain in Young Justice. Yeah,
What the
no.
fuck? That just sounds like that sounds like where you would
Sportsmaster.
buy stuff for sports.
Yeah,
Just
okay,
sports.
okay, so Sportsman's comic is fucking stupid, but they make Sportsmaster a badass in Young Justice.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah, he's a fucking badass.
He kills people.
Yeah.
with
so
a hockey
what-
stick.
Did you watch the
What?
Justice League?
Not
cartoon?
literally.
Are we gonna go into
They
Teen
didn't show
Titans?
any.
Oh yeah, Teen Titans is Slade Wilson. Fuck off.
God damn it!
Yeah.
Okay, I'm pretty sure for most of us here, it's just Slade by
Yeah.
default.
By Slade it's default, but I guess
Your
my favorite.
Yes.
My favorite. I can't. I didn't like. I don't know. I guess I like. I like Beast Boy. There.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
So no, I never saw the Justice League or Young Justice, but if either Slade Wilson or Lex Luthor was in them, I guarantee they'd be my favorites.
Slade was in Teen Titans,
Slade
wasn't he?
Wilson was in Young Justice. So
Okay.
yeah. He had a ponytail in that one.
And
he did.
Yeah, he
Hmm?
did.
They came out after Teen Titans. It was the newer one.
Oh,
The one that they
As
canceled.
for hero, probably just Batman, because I don't much care for a lot of DC's heroes.
You bitch.
I mean, really, I don't.
Yeah, it's fine.
But Teen Titans.
Can I make a tie though, real quick, for my Justice League? Because like I like Aquaman hook hands. So.
Sure.
That's also up there. Hook
So you
hand
didn't-
Aquaman.
Yeah, we'll give you that.
I thought
but-
you didn't like him.
I don't like magic water hand Aquaman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, he said that he wants Aquaman's
With
hand
a
to be
hook
cut
hand.
off and
I
have a
want
hook
Aquaman with a
in the
hook
DC.
Who didn't like Hook Hand Aquaman?
Max.
Everyone else.
I never said anything.
Everyone else that was on that podcast.
I was there too.
They said it was a dumb idea. Like, so Max and John were making fun of me for hook hand Aquaman.
I genuinely enjoyed Hook Hand Aquaman.
He's a badass. Well, who was your favorite Justice League character?
Well, now that you bring up Aquaman, tie between Batman and Aquaman.
You fuckers.
I genuinely enjoyed Batman as a character. I'm sorry.
Fucking
I
Batman.
like it because he's the only one
He
that's
is
just
the most human one out of
Yeah,
them all,
he's the
and he
only one
still
who-
does amazing feats.
Yeah, he's the only one
Because
who
he's
doesn't
rich.
just like, I have amazing powers, therefore life is easy. I mean, he's rich, so life is easy.
Yeah.
But it's like, he's
But
still...
he has to live with the death
he's-
of his parents.
Like
every day.
he's gone through all this stuff. He's trained. He's
Yeah, like,
studied.
to an extent, he's like the only character that has to be tactical or he'll just get fucked up.
Like in Justice League.
Yeah, like in the fucking movie. It's like the rest, like Wonder Woman, Superman, they can all just fucking go in, like, beating the shit out of people.
Fly.
They don't even have to plan it. Their reactions are so fucking fast. And Batman's like, yeah, if I don't plan this out, people are gonna fucking die and
Meanwhile,
get shot. And then I'll have to
Batman's-
shoot them myself.
Meanwhile, Batman's just getting gangbanged by two, whatever
Who's
they're
your
called.
favorite villain, Gil? In Justice League.
Oh
Gorilla Grodd.
gosh. No one likes Gorilla Grodd. I hated him. He was a horrible villain. Are you kidding me?
He's a gorilla.
I don't like Wilson from Overwatch, though.
What?
It's just who he reminds me of.
Wilson from Overwatch, the giant.
Because I had played Overwatch before I knew who Gorilla
Oh.
Grodd was.
Who was your favorite villain in Justice League?
Oh gosh. It's been a while since I actually remember any of those villains.
Okay, so then let's just move to Teen Titans and Young Justice then.
Alright, so
I'm gonna kick my
by
ass.
default,
Titans.
Slade for Teen Titans.
Yeah, I think everyone's
Then-
default is Slade.
Pretty much, yeah.
I think I'd have to say Red X for second villain. Even though he's more of an anti-hero, yeah, I will say.
So Robin, I like Robin.
Because he was Red X.
Yeah. I'm,
I genuinely
is
do
your
like the
favorite-
Bat
is your
Family.
favorite Teen
It's
Titan
fine.
hero Mossy Manos?
No. You racist piece of garbage.
Wait,
They
what?
were fast. They were basically, they
So
couldn't have
who's-
the...
They were basically two twins that could touch each other and then become the Flash.
Oh my God.
Okay, they would hold hands.
I know what
They
you
would
said.
hold hands.
I know what you meant, but I was still just like, wait, so
And
they
then
hold
become the
hands and
Flash.
Become the
So,
Flash?
wait,
That's what they.
who was your favorite Teen Titans here?
Robin.
Okay,
And
Red X.
Beast Boy.
Because I never gave my answer. Mine's Raven. I just think her character arc is the most interesting.
It is actually, she's a demon spawn child.
Yeah.
Did you
it's
watch
like
Young Justice?
demon.
Yes, I did. Well,
Mhm.
a good portion of it. Aqualad was a very interesting character.
Yeah. Actually, I know my Young Justice favorite character for hero. Fucking Blue Beetle. I think he had the best character development in that series.
Yeah.
And favorite villain in that. Because, like I said, Sportsmaster's a fucking badass. So.
Just sounds like Taskmaster to me from Marvel.
When you say Sportsmaster, I just think the sports page here in town. For some
Yeah.
reason. I don't know why.
Like in the comic books, he's basically the gym teacher you fucking hated that just threw shot puts at you and exploded.
What?
Damn!
I think Vandal Savage, because he ends up orchestrating a lot of the events in the end of season 1 that lead into season 2.
Okay. What about you? Your turn. Did you ever watch Justice League, the cartoon series?
I watched a little bit of it, and from what I remember really liking the Flash.
Okay.
I don't have really any favorite villains though, so.
Did you watch Teen Titans?
Yes.
Who was your favorite hero? Because everyone Slade wasn't apparently.
No, it was my favorite hero was Beast Boy.
Yeah.
I thought you were about to be like, no, my favorite villain was somebody else. I was like, I don't even remember many of the other villains.
Yeah, I don't know any other. I do remember one. It was like
I like
Starfire's.
Plasmus, Blackfire.
Yeah, that was the only one I can remember.
I like Plasmus and Mammoth. They were also cool. And Gizmo, because he had tentacle legs.
Why not Cinderblock?
I don't like Cinderblock. He's a fucking rock. That's literally all he has going for him.
All Plasmus is a bunch of ooze.
Yeah, but he can he's much more.
He's discount Clayface.
Can Cinderblock go through a fucking drain pipe to attack the Teen
All right.
Titans? No.
Let's go on with the fucking question.
Justice League. Jeremy Weather asked, which was better, Justice League movie Flash or TV series Flash? Which is your favorite?
I gotta give it to this TV series,
I
honestly.
don't like the TV series.
But you
I just like
also
both
didn't
Gurney.
like the movie.
Yeah.
Maybe you
So-
just don't like Flash.
Yeah.
What's wrong with
I
you?
like Justice League's Flash, from the cartoon, he's
You just said you didn't.
No, from the cartoon.
from the cartoon.
He never
What?
said he didn't like
I
it
don't.
from the
I
cartoon.
never.
He
He's
said
not
he
my
didn't.
favorite character, but I like the Justice League Flash because it was Wally West, so it made sense that Wally West was a fucking dipshit. Barry Allen is smart. Wally West was a high school student that tried to recreate Flash's technique.
Technique.
Technique. I don't see. I don't like either. I don't like I don't like. Okay, the reason I don't like the Flash in the Flash TV show is because every fucking villain he's ever faced that he has to become faster against is a fucking speed villain. Every fucking
Oh,
season.
that Flash.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any.
I
of
thought he
all.
meant the cartoon.
Yeah, that's
one,
what
Yeah.
I was
Well,
thinking
yeah, the
too.
cartoon
That's why I
Flash
said.
is
That's
way-
why I
yeah.
made that comment.
Yeah, the cartoon Flash is way better.
Oh yeah.
Cartoon Flash is hands down the best. Dude, I even like Kid Flash more than I like fucking Ezra Miller's Flash. Because Kid Flash made more sense.
Just wait until the Flash movie.
I like
comes
both
out.
the movie and cartoon.
I have not watched the TV show.
Lindsay Matheson asks, can these movies get any worse? Why won't they stop torturing us and just stick to animation? Is Justin Long too old to be the Flash, or was he unbelievable? Because Ezra Miller is just the next generation's Justin Long.
Is this a serious question? Or?
Yeah, do you think?
They can
Do I
get worse,
think they can
actually.
get worse? They
Absolutely.
were.
They are.
Absolutely.
I mean, this is one of the higher points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Do you want to know how Lindsay? The only way I think that the DC Extended Universe movies can be saved is if they actually take the League of Martha idea, and the Justice League is grounded for a day. So
I think-
all the
I think the Slade Wilson movie can bring it all back.
The Teen Titans
Leading
movie.
into the League of Marthas.
yeah. We're in all honesty.
Start the League of Marthas to stop it.
We're in all honesty. I do agree that DC's animated movie game is
Yes.
fucking solid.
Yeah.
Justice League Doom,
They
love
have,
it.
they have
Teen
the
Titans
reverse
versus
problem
Justice
of
League.
Marvel.
Yeah, their animated movies are most shit.
Well, that too, but I was just going to talk about DC Comics, the comic division. They're doing really well, but the movies are doing subpar. Whereas Marvel, it's the comics are doing poorly, but the movie can do no wrong.
Yeah,
It's
pretty
just
much.
Flip flopped, basically.
Yeah. And Will Boyens asked, was their justice served?
What?
I mean,
Yeah, kind of.
I find it hilarious that they never call themselves the Justice League once.
So we're like a Justice League.
We're like a league. We're
We're-
justice.
So we're like the Patsies. We're some kind of Justice League.
Yeah, as I say, the end credit scene, Lex Luthor's yeah, in Justice League. We should do that.
Yes. Yes.
So yeah,
Well, we
justice
drink-
was served in a lackluster fight
I-
between the final boss.
It's not even really justice, but whatever.
More like an ass whooping.
Yeah,
Superman came and opened up his double can of whoop ass and just
pretty much.
Bitch slaps
Fucking
Steppenwolf
laser
back
eyes.
to
yeah,
wherever he came from.
yeah. So hey, thanks for listening, guys.
Thanks. Later.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Justice League.